Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia Lee and I'm the author of a few books for young adults, the most recent being the cozy contemporary fantasy Song of the Dryad, which is hiding back there. You can probably hear in my voice, it's a bit hoarse. I have been sick for the past 11 days, I kid you not. And I'm feeling much better, but I still have a cough and my voice still isn't quite back yet. So I'm going to be sipping on some licorice, like throat comfort tea throughout this video. But it feels like so long since I was able to sit and film a video because I've been so sick. And I just really want to. I want to film this video today. So I'm going to kind of power through, drink some tea, and talk about my 2019 accomplishments. So I want to start off by thanking everybody who supported me and left positive comments on my previous video, which was my toxic YouTube mindset. I felt very vulnerable filming and uploading that video, but I felt that it was important to do for myself moving forward and hopefully for other creators in the community as well who have been facing similar things. So I want to say thank you so much to everybody who kind of rallied and left me loving, supportive comments. I read all of them. Thank you guys so much. I haven't responded to any of them because I literally came down sick again for the second time because I was sick for a week before Christmas and then I came down sick again on the 27th and I've been sick for 11 days since then. So I didn't respond to any comments, but I did read them. I do really, really appreciate them. And I love you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Gotta drink some more tea. Maybe a week ago or so, I just want to kind of briefly mention this. I went to my P.O. box and I had some beautiful, loving letters waiting for me. They were so wonderful that I was actually tearing up and kind of crying in the car while I was reading them. And I just want to thank you guys, you know who you are, that sent me those letters. I really appreciate it. And I have to show you guys something because in one of the letters from Sarah Matthews, I received an amazing gift, and I have to show this to you guys. It's Mew. Sarah drew Mew, and this is so spot on, like even down to the little white dot that Mew has on her nose. Sarah, thank you so much. This is absolutely beautiful. I did cry when I saw this. I love it so much. I have it in a little picture frame in my bedroom most of the time, but I wanted to bring it in here to show everybody this amazing gift that I got. It means so much to me, Sarah. Thank you so much. And I will be writing letters back to everybody who wrote one to me. I just have not been healthy enough to even sit at my desk and do anything. So I am feeling better. I will be writing letters back to everybody who sent me one. But I just wanted to say, Sarah, thank you so much for sending me this. I really, really do appreciate it. Mew's gonna hang out back there. Let's go ahead and chat about my 2019 accomplishments. And then my next video will be my 2020 goals for the new year because, hey, it's January. I wrote everything down in my bullet journal, so we're just gonna go through the list and kind of chat about 2019. So I did not make a 2019 goals video. So I didn't have any specific goals I was trying to meet, but I do think I still had quite a few accomplishments this year. So the first is that I wrote 2 books this year. I wrote Pistol Daisy and Whiskey City. I started Pistol Daisy in January of 2019. Now it is January of 2020. And Pistol Daisy is almost done. I keep catching little things that I want to edit. So I keep going back and doing teeny tiny little changes and little edits, but it's pretty much there, ready for publication. And then Whiskey City, I am working on, this is the second draft, and I'm working on my read through. You can see how far through I am. This is how much I have left to read. So I'll probably finish my read through this upcoming week, and then I can edit it and it'll be on the 3rd draft, and then it'll be ready for an alpha reader at least, if Greg will help me, and then beta readers after that. So I would say that this is a huge accomplishment. I didn't get as much done with the Pistol Daisy series in 2019 as I wanted to get done. I wanted to write and publish 3 to 4 books in this series in 2019, But that just didn't happen for me. However, I'm very happy with all the work I did. I think these are the strongest books that I've ever written, and I can't wait to share them with you. I absolutely cannot wait. So Pistol Daisy, Whiskey City are the 2 books that I wrote in 2019, and that is quite the accomplishment. The next accomplishment is that I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I kind of, I talked a lot about numbers and stuff in that toxic YouTube mindset video, but I still wanted to put this on here because I feel like even though I've struggled with the numbers game and comparison and, always trying to have more, it is a huge accomplishment to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, especially in our small little community. And the community is growing, of course. There are more viewers and creators every single day, but I think hitting 10K is huge. Like, I'm into the 5 figures, which is pretty freaking sweet. So again, thank you to everybody who has subscribed, everybody that's here supporting me, following my journey. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, my next accomplishment was that I had pretty consistent editing for clients in 2019. I would say that 2019 was the first year that I started taking editing for clients seriously. Years before that, I would do critiques, I would do chapter critiques, manuscript critiques, outline critiques, stuff like that. But in 2019, I got really serious. I joined the Editorial Freelancers Association. I started taking editing classes, and I had consistent clients. I was doing consistent copy editing mostly. I also did outline critiques, manuscript critiques, and even a author submission package, which is like the synopsis, the query, and other author collateral. And I loved getting to do that. I took a class all about learning how to edit author collateral, which is what my instructor called it. And I had such a good time. So if you're somebody that wants to traditionally publish and you're just looking for somebody to get eyes on your query, your synopsis, your pull quotes, your comp titles, anything like that, know that I have taken a class, I've studied it, and I love it. So I am offering that now as well. But that was a huge accomplishment because I feel like I have found my home in copy editing. I have always had an affinity for spelling and being that annoying person that always points out when anybody else has used an incorrect word or spelled something wrong. It's such a joy to me, and I think it's a little funny that it took me so long to truly dive into that passion. So, and of course we'll talk about my goals for 2020 in this upcoming video, but moving into the new year and moving into years after that, I want copy editing to become my full-time income. I absolutely adore it. There is something so fulfilling about sitting down and editing another author's work and helping polish it, until it shines. I just love it. So I'm very proud of myself for having built the small business that I have, being Enchanted Ink Publishing. And of course, there's so much more for me to learn. I can grow in so many ways, and I look forward to that. But I'm very proud that I had the clients I did in 2019. If any of you are out there watching, thank you so much for trusting me with your beloved words and your work. I know it's very scary to hand your work over to an editor, so thank you to each and every one of you. You really are making my dreams come true. And I know that sounds kind of cliche and cheesy, but I've wanted to build a business like this for so long, and I have such a passion for it, and every single client I have helps me kind of pave the path toward my dream job essentially in the future. So thank you guys so much. The next one is kind of a random funny one that I have mentioned before, and that is that I got certified as a health and wellness coach. So I am a certified wellness coach, you guys. I'll have my certification for the next 2 years. And I used some of my coaching training when I had my Patreon, and I was offering author coaching and mentorship. And I have since closed that because I had to focus on fewer things. I was doing so many things that I wasn't doing a good job at any of them. So I ended up cutting out my Patreon, and I'm not offering those mentorship and coaching services anymore. But for a while there, I was using the coaching that I learned in my coaching classes to help authors with their books and their dreams and their goals, and that was wonderful. But yeah, certified health and wellness coach. Not really doing anything with it right now, but who knows? Maybe in the future I'll decide to do like a total 180 with my career choices and start working at a wellness center or something. You never know, but that is something that I accomplished this year, so that's pretty awesome. I started a newsletter, which might not sound big to most of you because most people already have newsletters, but I have wanted to start a newsletter since October of 2016. Since 2016, I have wanted a newsletter, and finally, in December of 2019, I sent my first ever newsletter. So if you guys didn't already know, I do have a newsletter. You can sign up for it if you'd like. Links are down below. I'm very excited about it. It's awesome. Yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes because I'm totally new to the newsletter game, but I'm proud of myself for finally taking initiative and making one. Okay, what's next? Ooh, okay. The next one is a big one. And I think I might make a whole video on this because a lot of people have expressed interest in it. But in 2019, I took control of my anxiety. For years before that, my anxiety ruled my life. And it was getting worse and worse and worse as I played victim to it. And I finally got to a point in 2019 where I said enough is enough. I'm not going to be victim to anxiety anymore, and I'm going to do something to change it. So I used BetterHelp counseling for about 3 months, and it helped me so much. And I can go into more depth about this in like a mental health anxiety video if you guys want that. But I started taking control of it, and that doesn't mean that it's not there, because of course everybody has some level of anxiety. It's a natural thing that our brains do. All of us have it. Mine was just overactive, like a lot of people experience and kind of struggle with. And as I have stopped playing the victim to myself and started saying, I can take control of this, I can take control of how I feel and how my anxiety, how I interact with my anxiety, I have felt so much better. So moving into 2019, that was one of my big goals, was to no longer be controlled by anxiety. And I feel like even though I still work on it every day, I am definitely on the path to, to healing, and I'm feeling so much better. So that is a huge accomplishment that I made in 2019. Okay, these next two are just kind of fun personal things. But one of them is that I picked out my engagement ring, and dun-dun-dun-dun, there it is. Beautiful amethyst. And I say that this is an accomplishment because Greg and I have talked about getting married for a while now, and it's something that we want to do in the future, but we're both so relaxed about it that for a long time, I just wore this little silicone ring, which is awesome, and it's what I wear most of the time. But finally my mom was like, hey, why don't you guys go and pick out your ring? It'll feel so good to do that. And I was a little nervous to do it for some reason, but I picked it out and I'm so happy with it. It's absolutely beautiful. I adore it, and I'm really happy with it. So that was like a personal accomplishment. And then going along with that is that I've been with Greg for 3.5 years. We're going to celebrate our 4-year anniversary in July. So again, personal accomplishment, healthy, happy relationship. I could not be more in love. Okay, we have 2 more here. So one of them is that Greg and I got a van this year. We have wanted to have a camper van for a long time. My dad actually builds them. He's built a couple of them. He's the person that introduced me to it many years ago, something crazy, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. He has his one van that he has used since I was high school maybe, or early college. So my dad introduced me to the idea of camper vans, and once I was in a relationship with Greg, I was like, hey, I think it'd be awesome for us to do this together, especially with the cats. And the idea just kind of grew and grew and grew, and we tried to get a van. last year, and it was just a bad choice. We chose the wrong one. It didn't work for us. So we had to sell it and then, you know, kind of regroup and figure out what we were going to do. But we have a Sprinter van now. You guys have probably seen footage of it, and it's definitely coming along. There's a long road ahead of us, especially because I am not very good at doing building stuff. So a lot of it falls on Greg, and he's been working so hard on that van. So I'm very grateful to him for that. But we hope to have it nearly finished kind of in the spring, hopefully, you know, usable by the springtime, and then like fully functioning by summer. So again, those are some like 2020 goals that I'm looking forward to, but it was a huge accomplishment for us to finally find and pick out and purchase a van that we want to hold on to for a while, potentially live out of, but at least use for many trips and start traveling together and with the cats. All right, this brings us to the last one on my list. And again, I'm sure that I could, you know, sit here all day long and write down a bunch more, but these were like the main ones that came to mind when I sat to make this list. And this last one is that I achieved more work-life balance this year. So before, you know, previous years, I really struggled with work-life balance to the point where I couldn't sleep in the mornings. I guilted myself if I wasn't writing every single day. I just really worked myself into the ground consistently. And this year, especially, I'd say the latter half, like the past 6 months, I really did achieve a healthier work-life balance. So I kind of decided, okay, what are the most important things in terms of work? And I came up with 4 things. Writing my books, editing for my clients, doing consistent pet sitting, because that's still where the bulk of my income comes from, and then YouTube. So those are my 4 like work things that I'm doing now. And of course I had to get rid of stuff like Patreon and other like things that I was trying to do on the side, and kind of pare it down to just the 4 main things that I'm doing: YouTube, pet sitting, editing for clients, and writing my own books. So with those 4 work things, that allows for much more life to happen in between. I feel like I have had the ability to just relax a lot more this year and not work myself ragged, you know, trying to accomplish crazy goals. Not that it's bad to work hard to accomplish your goals. I think especially in like short spurts of time, I work very well under pressure. Like if I set myself a deadline, I do really well working with that pressure. So I think it can be good for me sometimes to work really hard, but not all the time. Like I can't always operate at that capacity, which is something that I learned and started taking into consideration in 2019. Oh my gosh, my throat right now. Good thing this is the last one. So yeah, just better work-life balance. And I think taking control of my anxiety helped with that as well. Because as I was in a healthier mental place, I was able to look at my work from a healthier and more balanced perspective as well. I'd love to go on talking for another 20 minutes because that's how I am, but my tea's almost gone and my throat is starting to get a little sore from talking so much, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But those were some of the main accomplishments that I feel I achieved this year. I think that it's so easy to kind of say, oh, like, I wanted to do so much more, I wanted to achieve so much more, but it's really healthy and positive to like write it down and look at all the things that you did achieve or that personally I achieved. So those are some of my major 2019 accomplishments. Oh man. One of my major 2020 accomplishments will be getting over this sickness that I've had. This has seriously kicked my ass. 11 days of this. It's been hell. It's been terrible. So thank you guys for joining me today. A big thank you again to Sarah for drawing me that gorgeous picture of Mew. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I will be back soon in the next couple of days, hopefully in the next week, hopefully with a voice that's a little bit better than this, to share with you my 2020 goals for the new year. Some other exciting stuff. My birthday's coming up on the 13th. I'm turning 26 this year, so I have to decide what I want to do for my birthday. I love the new year. I love January. It's such a happy time for me, and also a very relaxing time after getting through the holidays and all the pet sitting and stuff. So I'm doing well. I wanted to check in with you guys. I'm gonna go make myself another cup of tea, and yeah, thank you for joining me today and listening to this glamorous voice, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.